And you already know how it goes. Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It with your host, Bando. Look, not only was Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz this past weekend, but we also had Corey Sandhagen versus Rob Font. A lot of people I've noticed in the MMA and combat sports community have been kind of skipping over the fact that we had Corey Sandhagen versus Rob Font because it wasn't the most exciting fight. But that doesn't mean I'm not supposed to come through with a review. So, let's get right into the review for Corey Sandhagen and Rob Font. Now, it's going to be a brief one. It's going to be a brief one. It's going to be a short one. It's going to be a quick one. But I have to do it. Of course, you got to come through with it, right? So, the fight was very underwhelming. There wasn't much going on in the fight. Obviously, Corey Sandhagen came out with the decision win, unanimous decision. I think he 50-43'd him, 50-44'd him. So it was completely one-sided, no doubt. There was nothing to argue there. Rob Font didn't look like Rob Font, but Corey was a wrestler on Saturday night. Corey was a full-fledged wrestler on Saturday night, which for one of the things that I love so much about Corey is his movement, his technique, and his striking. When you see a kid like that working, just wrestling, it's like, yo, what the fuck? Why is he only wrestling? Like, why is he only wrestling? Now, granted, this fight card was supposed to be him versus Umar Nurmagomedov, so it was probably a really wrestle heavy camp. So I'm not going to argue against that. I understand that. So he probably brought a lot of wrestling techniques, a lot of different things that he was working on and learning into this fight. He said that he would have fought against Rob Font this way anyways because he knows that Rob Font has poor takedown defense is pretty much the wording he was using. But I was shocked to see. I really was shocked to see that. Shocked to see because it is one thing to come in and work the wrestling when you're mixing things together, which is normally what Corey may do. But this was different, completely different. He was a full-fledged wrestler, initiating every takedown, staying on the ground, forcing ground and pound, trying to get submissions, not doing much. Honestly, didn't do much, just controlled, had a lot of control time. Landed shots, obviously was landing shots. He said he couldn't throw much. He had a injury. I think he injured I don't know if it was his forearm or if it was his elbow, but something in his arm in this area, got fucked up. And through the picture it looks pretty damn bad. So he said he couldn't throw many punches. He said it hurt. He said it was just tough to do anything with, which makes sense. I understand that. It's probably hard to come through and land punches the way you need to when you got a fucking injury on your arm. It's like the one thing you need in a fight is your arms, and if you got an injury, you can't do much. So, not going to take anything away from the performance. He got the win. He did exactly what he needed to do. He 50-44'd him, and Rob Font is a top 5 bantamweight in the world, so that's a huge feat. What's next for Corey? To me, doesn't make sense to see him in anything but a title picture. The title picture, the title shot, man. Obviously, you could do a Merab fight, but he was trying to take a Umar Nurmagomedov fight and then ended up with a Rob Font fight. It just doesn't, to me, none of it made sense. I mean, the Rob Font fight made sense, but the Umar fight didn't make sense. You could have fought Merab. That probably would have been something that was more exciting. More fans would have wanted to see than Umar. Fans would have been hyped behind Rob Font if this was the fight from the jump. But at the same time, who knows? We probably would have came out with the same type of who won was Corey. That was going to be the outcome regardless. Same type of outcome regardless. Corey was going to get that win. I think Corey is just steps ahead in skill sets for Rob Font. Rob just has crazy hands, good boxing, and hits hard, So it was just one of those things where Corey was the better man completely on Saturday night. So I just had to come through and talk a little review. You can talk about that. You can talk about Tatiana Suarez. Looked fantastic. She looked incredible. She looked good on the feet, and she had good good work on the ground. Of course, you already know whenever she's in there, there's going to be some groundwork and it's going to be solid. She got the win against Jessica Andrade, the biggest win of her career, the one that means the most. Maybe one more win and then we can talk about her being in that title picture. You know, I fuck with Tatiana Suarez. Another performance that wasn't crazy exciting, but she got the job done the way she needed to. She defended against everything that Jessica Andrade had, and she kept pushing forward, and she got the job done. So you can't really say nothing bad about the performance. She did her thing. She did really well, and she ended up getting her black belt. So she got her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, getting that win over Jessica Andrade, which makes sense. You can get your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt when you submit a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I'm pretty sure Andrade is a black belt, so that's kind of how the game goes. Good work to Tatiana Suarez. Good work to Corey Sandhagen. You know, sometimes the most exciting performances aren't going to happen. Sometimes you're just going to get what you get, and that's them working for the win, and they got their win. You know, you had a couple other good wins on the card. You had Dustin Jacoby showed out. Who else was on this card? I didn't pay super close attention to this card, but I was watching. You know, I'm always watching. But yeah, you had Dustin Jacoby got a good win. Diego Lopez, the one, I was telling you in my breakdown, the parlay you should rock with: Diego Lopez, Tatiana Suarez, Corey Sandhagen. Should pretty much be a lock, and all three of them got it done. So if you made that parlay, good job. Because my dumb ass didn't for some odd reason. I for some reason put it into the whole episode, right? Made a little thing for it and everything, and it said it was a good idea. It was pretty much a lock. I mean, I had a feeling like the way that Diego Lopez fought his debut against Movsar Evloev, kind of hard to say that he's not going to come in against a 37-year-old Gavin Tucker and put on a show, and he did work, and he got a beautiful submission win. So I had a feeling he was going to get the dub. I had a feeling that Tatiana Suarez was going to get the dub, and it pretty much seemed like everybody was leaning Corey Sandhagen anyways because of the short notice for Rob Font. So regardless, 3 locks, I give them to you, and I don't even lock them in myself. See, I'm just a man of the people then. That's what it is. I'm a man of the people. I'm sharing without even really sharing. I'm just giving you gems. I just gave you a gem to win. Now, honestly, it wasn't crazy. I think it came out to a plus 125, so it wasn't insane. If you would have put like $5 down, you wouldn't have won much. But it's just the fact that sometimes when you're betting, if you can get that easy win, grab that easy win. I'm a small better. I don't bet big dollars at all, and I don't think I ever will unless I am balling. So when it comes to betting, you know, if I like to keep it low, but I also like to do the ones that are like insane. I had a 10-leg parlay for this past weekend. It didn't hit. Anytime I make the 10 legs, I'm out on the first leg. Whoever the first fighter is, always cannot come through for me. So but I make those because you're talking about like $5 to win $1,300, $5 to win $2,000, $5 to win $3,000. There's no love lost in that one. I'd be happy regardless. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got 6-7 fights down the line and I was able to cash out, you get a little bit of something. So, you know, that's kind of how I rock with the betting. But I know other people rock differently. But there was a small little 3-leg parlay. I gave you a gem. It hit. I didn't bet on my own. That's what I get. Actually, nothing hit this weekend. Except for one, but I had it in a parlay. So I had Dustin Jacoby to win in under 2.5 rounds. And then Corey and Rob to combine for 300 significant strikes, which I thought that could happen. Because I did not expect Corey to come in there and be that wrestle heavy, because my thought process for his training for Umar was going to be defensively heavy, not offensively heavy. And he was pushing the pace on the wrestling side the whole time. But good win by Corey Sandhagen. And that's my review for this past weekend, this past UFC. And you already know I'm going to catch you on the next episode because we got one more thing to review from this past weekend. So Make sure to check it out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when that next episode comes out. It'll follow right after this one, hopefully, if I do things right. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, bell notification like I said. You already know. I appreciate you as always for listening. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.